Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Somehow, some way, I'm already going to be sharing my 5th update for my 2022 Rolling Project 10 pan with you. I have either a dog or a cat hair stuck to me. That is my life now. But anyways, yeah, somehow it's already the end of May, which means I have to share with you a Project Pan update. And I'm really excited to share with you all the progress that I have made over the last month. I have been doing this project pan as kind of like a combination of different types of usage goals as well as completion and hitting pan goals. I will have all of the info for this project down in the description box. I'm just really excited and kind of on a little bit of a time crunch, so I want to hop on into all of the progress that I've made this past month. For reference, I have worn makeup collectively 27 times somehow this month. Today is the 31st of May that I'm filming this, and I know for a fact I did not wear makeup 27 actual days of this month. However, there were multiple instances this past month where I did my makeup in the morning and then I switched it out and I did something else for the evening time. I think knowing how often I wore makeup is just a really good reference point so you can understand how I was able to make the progress that I did, and then you can actually see how often I was reaching for these products compared to how much I was wearing makeup as well, because I always share on the screen the number of uses for each of the products, minus lip gloss and lipstick, because I have a really hard time calculating uses on those because they're products that I often reapply. Let's get on into all of the updates. I'm just gonna kick it off with a product that I've actually already used up, and last update I was fairly certain that was going to be the case. It is my Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. I had cut into this just after filming my last update for this project pan, and I reached for it only 8 more times since my last update. So 28 uses on this collectively through this project. I only had it in the project for 2 months, and I'm so happy that I decided to put it in this project to get it used up before its expiration date. I had about this much product remaining when I rolled it into the project. However, this is a very much invisible product, so it was completely clear. It was really hard to see in the tube exactly where I was at, so that may have been a miscalculation or a mismarking. I'm not entirely sure. However, I used it 28 times. I'm very liberal in my sunscreen application. Actually, I came to enjoy this a little bit more through using it in the project pan, and that is really nice, but I'll save my full thoughts for my empties video, because this will be upcoming in my end of June empties as well. I have no order or rhyme or reason for how I'm going to talk about these products, but let's just talk about this guy next. This is the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare eyeshadow in the shade Nude Linen. I'm using this as my eyeshadow primer pretty much exclusively through this project pan. So sometimes I'll use something else, but more often than not, this is on my eyelids every single day. Progress is relatively slow, however, it is definitely visible. I may be able to have this used up by my next update actually, because I don't know if you can tell, but I only have about this much product left in here. Probably even less, because when I look in the tube itself, it looks like it's pretty much hollow. I'm not able to pick much up off the doe foot, so I will be taking the stopper out probably within the next week or two, and maybe I will have an empty for my June update. And then I have been working on this next product also since the beginning of the project pan. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Powder. I've basically been reaching for this exclusively as my under eye setting powder throughout this year. A handful of times I've used it as a dry shampoo as well, and I'm finally freaking done with it. There's absolutely nothing left in this tub. I started out this project with a ton of product, just under half. Last update, I was all the way down to here, and I knew that it was very close, that it was nearly time to say goodbye to it. So I just used it a handful of more times as a dry shampoo, and then of course I was just using it as a standalone kind of setting powder on my face, and so happy to see this empty. This has been in my life for far too long. I think I bought this in 2018. This guy right here, I want to chat about very briefly. This is the Aether Beauty Crystal Charge Cheek Palette. This is the Rose Quartz edition. Love this guy so much and have been so happy to be reaching for this in this project pan. It feels so great to be reaching for this more often than I had in the past, because it was something that I really loved having in my collection, but I oftentimes overlooked it But now it's finally looking loved. Through this project pan, I want to reach for it collectively 40 times. And I'm really happy to say that I'm already up to 33 uses on this from the last 2 months of progress. So next month it will most definitely, wow, I'm having a hard time. Next month it will most definitely be rolling out of this project, and I will replace it, I think, with a blush that I want to actually finish in the later part of this year, because I have been rotating through my blush collection, but I think I'm ready to spend some serious time finishing something. 2 months ago, I rolled in this Vesca bronzer. This is the Kissed by Santorini Soft Matte Bronzing Powder. My goal with this was to hit pan on it, and I was able to do so just recently. There's a very, very small fleck of pan, but I'm counting it. It is a goal hit. And as the name suggests, this is a very soft kind of formula, so I think I was able to hit pan on this a little bit more quickly than I would be able to with other kind of pressed powder cheek products. I was actually able to hit pan on this after 32 uses in this project. Now I did already have usage on it, but collectively now I've reached for it a total of 35 times in this project pan, because I did keep using it after I hit pan on it. I wanted to see that kind of expand a little bit, and I wanted to get a little bit more usage out of it just to make sure that it felt like it had gotten some really great use before I kind of throw it back into my drawers for a short while. Really enjoyed reaching for this over these last couple months, but I have decided I am going to roll it out, seeing as I did hit my goal. Eventually this will be something I will finish up in due time, but for now, it's going back in the drawers, and it feels really good to have another pan in my bronzer collection. 2 months ago, I rolled in this Colourpop lippy pencil in the shade Brink. As you can see, it's pretty small, but I am nowhere near my goal of using it up. It will take me quite some time to actually polish this off, but I do think it's something I can feasibly do before the end of this year, so I'm just gonna keep working on it. I have reached for it 26 times already in this project pan collectively. I definitely need to reach for it significantly more to make more progress. It is a little bit deep for my preferences at this time of year. It's definitely more of a fall time kind of nude for me, and I've really come to understand that through reaching for it in this project. But I'm going to definitely try to integrate it into more looks, maybe pair it with some other lighter lipsticks, and kind of see how I can transform it and still get use out of it in the coming months in order to continue to make progress. But I'm happy I'm focusing on it, and I'm looking forward to using this dang thing up. I don't dislike it by any means. It's just something that I've come to realize is not an everyday staple for me, even though previously I thought that it probably could be, because I had been pairing it with this lipstick right here. This is a lipstick that I've had in the project since the very introduction. This is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Radiant Lipstick in the shade Notorious. If you've been keeping up with this project, you know a couple months back I did actually decant it into this little dip brow pomade container. I just dug out everything that was not really accessible from the bullet anymore. So this guy's empty and has been for quite a few months, but so is the decanted product. So I am done with her. This product was so good. I really enjoyed this, and it paired perfectly with that lip pencil. So now I definitely need to spend some time exploring my collection, trying to find other lipsticks that I love with that lip pencil. This was just the most perfect pairing. Let me see if I can get a swatch out of here. I'm gonna have to like dig my finger into the bullet. They just paired impeccably well because of the sheerness, the balminess of this lipstick. It paired really nice with that more matte kind of saturated color of the lip liner. They were meant to be together, and unfortunately now the lipstick is done. I freaking loved this lipstick so much. And although it feels good to be done with the lipstick, my goodness, I have been already missing it, because I came to fall in love with it as not only a lipstick, but also as a cream blush. And it just was so perfect for this like early summer kind of time. It's been such a treat to reach for and to focus on and to get every last drop out of. And another lip product I've been focusing on is this one right here. I just rolled it into this project last update. This is the Revolution Pout Bomb in the shade Kiss. This is my least favorite lip gloss in my collection, although it's not impossible to wear. I'm not hate panning it. When I introduced it last month, everyone was like, don't even bother using that if you don't like it. It just is my least favorite, and it's the least pleasant of experiences. But the scent, which is very reminiscent of dental work to me, it dissipates, and it is, yeah, a sticky kind of lip gloss formula, but it's not impossible to wear, and I've been reaching for it a heck of a lot. Actually, in fact, I am about halfway through this product already, which is shocking because I didn't think that I had been reaching for it that much, but it's kind of a thicker formula. I want to show you what it kind of does. Can you see how much product kind of picks up on the wand? So I think that's why I'm working through it really quickly. It just deposits so much product. Yeah. And it's a sticky, kind of thick formula. However, even though it's thick, you would think it would be very long lasting on the lips. I find that it dissipates relatively quickly, so I have been finding myself reapplying it very often. I always like having a lip gloss or lip balm or lip oil kind of product, something that's a little bit more slippery and easy to throw on at my desk because I just basically put it on almost compulsively. So this has fit the bill for that need as of late. I'm not sure that I'll have this done by my next update. However, I may have it done for the following one, I'm kind of thinking. We've got two more focus products as well. This one being the Auric Glow Lust. This is in the shade Selenite. Last update, I rolled this in with a usage goal just because this is something that is, you know, relatively newer to my collection. I've had it about 6 months now, and I felt like it had been underutilized. I hadn't reached for it near enough yet. So I set myself a goal to reach for this 30 times in this project. This past month, I've reached for it 13 times, so not quite halfway to my goal, but I think in the coming month, I can reach for it an additional 17 times to be able to roll it out. I'm really enjoying making this more of a priority. However, I still feel like I don't entirely know how I feel about this product. Sometimes I wear it as a all over primer. Sometimes I wear it as a standalone base product just for a ton of glow. Today I'm wearing it on the tops of my shoulders. I think it looks beautiful on the body, but it doesn't look sparkly at all. And other times I've worn it just as an actual dedicated liquid highlighter in combination with like a liquid or cream blush. And I'm able to multi-purpose it a lot, but it doesn't wow me the way that I had been expecting. So I want to use it those additional 17 times to really kind of come to terms with how I feel about this product. The last product that's currently in this project pan is one that I also rolled in my last update. It's my Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Natural Glow. This is a long time coming. I need to finish this freaking product up because I've had pan on it for absolutely eons. It's been talked about on my channel like endlessly at this point. So my progress has been kind of slow. I mean, at least I'm making progress on it. I think this is going to be in this project for a handful of more months, just given how much I was able to reach for it this past month. Pan is expanding, and that's all I want to see with this bad boy for the coming months. So I don't know, probably have it in the project until like August, September, maybe longer, maybe shorter. Only time will tell with this one. I was actually able to hit my goal on 4 of my focus products this past month, which is amazing. I was able to finish off 2 of the original products from this project pan, the lipstick and the powder. This is so awkward. Why am I holding this like this? And then I was also able to hit my goal on 2 items that I had rolled in just 2 months ago. The Unseen sunscreen is now donezo, ready to move past that one. And then I did hit pan on the Vesca bronzer, which was only rolled in a couple months ago. So we're gonna be rolling 4 new products into this project pan. The first item I wanna share with you is one that I'm replacing the Vesca bronzer with. If you've been keeping up with this project already this year, I did work on my Becca bronzer and I hit pan on it. Then I rolled in the Vesca in order to hit pan on it. So I'm gonna be rolling in my final bronzer in my collection that does not yet have pan on it, and I'm gonna try to hit pan on it. So this is the Mob M37 bronzer, and like I said, this is the only bronzer in my collection that does not yet have pan on it. I have pan in every single other bronzer that is currently a part of my collection, so let's just kind of keep that momentum going and make that happen on this one right here. Now, I don't have very much usage on this. It's the second lightest shade in the Mob range, but it is one of the deeper bronzers in my collection, and it has definitely the least usage thus far on it. I'm wearing it today just near like the very back of my cheekbones, almost like a contour bronzer sort of situation. And I think as we get further into the more summery months, this will work perfectly for me because I will get a little bit more of a tan. I'd also really enjoy wearing this probably on my legs because that is an area that doesn't seem to get the most sun compared to other places on my body like my shoulders. So I will just be reaching for this all the time in tandem with other bronzers from my collection, but this is going to be the focus so that my bronzer collection all just looks nice and loved, and every single one of them will have pan on them very soon. I think this will take me probably 3-4 months in order to hit pan on, just given the pigmentation. It's very tightly pressed. Compared to the Vesca, it is extremely tightly pressed, although it's not unusable by any stretch of the imagination. The Vesca does have a little bit of kick up. This one does not in any capacity, and I do need to be a little bit more light-handed with it at the moment. So it'll take me a few months, but I'm looking forward to using it, and I'm looking forward to seeing my bronzer collection all with pan. This is a product that I think has been in multiple project pans at this point, and I just want it gone. I want it used up and out of my collection. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof Powder in the shade 03 Natural Light. I recently repressed this actually because it was getting really difficult to use. It was definitely like a ring around the pan. And so there isn't a ton of product in here. Yes, it's like a very expansive across the pan, but it's actually a very thin amount of product here. I've been reaching for it as of late as kind of like a touch-up powder, blotting powder, and other times I've been wearing it as a standalone powder foundation. I've loved this formula for that over the last few years, and this color is a little bit too deep for me during the remainder of the year, so this is the perfect time to focus in, work it out of my collection, and get it used up after having had it for years. I've had it for so long, so now's the time. Let's track it and let's get it gone. And then I'm gonna be rolling in this item right here, which I'm a little nervous about. I know it looks puny, it doesn't even look like much at all, but I'm kind of nervous about my goal with this one. So this is the Bite Beauty Multi-Stick in the shade Cashew. Long unavailable, but this is a product that I got actually as a point perk from Sephora. But this is such a pretty color, and it is a multi-stick, so you can wear it actually on the cheeks or on the lips. And now that I've just recently finished off my Bite Beauty Honeycomb lipstick, finally, after having it been a focus product for so long, or like top of mind kind of product to use up for so long, I want to work on this in its place, kind of like in my routine in its place. I wasn't using that in a project pan. I just had been like dedicated to trying to use up that lipstick. This is a very similar kind of color, very similar kind of formula, and it's a Bite Beauty product, so it just kind of fits the bill. There's a lot left in here and I want to finish it up. I don't know if that's feasible, but I mean, I have been having a pretty good track record with using up makeup lately, so it's possible. It's possible, but I don't know how certain it is that I'd be able to use this up, because not only will I use what's left in the bullet, but I will dig into it just like I did with that Bare Minerals lipstick and get every last possible drop used up. And last but not least, I'm gonna roll in another product with a usage goal. I didn't actually roll out anything that had a usage goal, but I think I'm ready to just have another item that's not necessarily trying to get used up, but it's just something that I'm bringing into my routine on the regular, and it is this right here. This is the Essence Sheer and Shine lipstick in the shade BFF. Now, I said I'm not really good at tracking lipsticks, but with this one I will make a concerted effort to track it, and I'll track it as like instances that I wore it, so entire days that I wore it, and not track the reapplications. This is more of like the kind of product I think I'll wear more so during my work day, because it's really easy to throw on, very comfortable. Again, it's like that balmy kind of texture I love, and it's really flattering as well if I'm hopping on like a Zoom call for work. So there's a swatch of it there. I used it 30 times in my 30 by 30 project pan last year and really enjoyed reaching for it then, and was able to make some really great progress on it through that project pan. So that's why I decided on 30 uses as my goal for this one. So it's gonna take me somewhere like 2 to 3 months to actually reach that goal, but that will not be a problem, and that will mean that I'll have some really great progress on this in order to try to finish it off possibly in early 2023. Panners are planners. Like, I'm thinking about what makeup I'm gonna use in the coming years of my life, so we're getting this one prepped to be an empty in the future. But yeah, that is everything for today's video. I'm feeling really good about how I'm going to be shaping up for my June update. I'm possibly going to be able to have a couple rollouts. Not entirely sure about that other than the blush palette as it stands right now, but this may very well be an empty, and that would be great because this has been in the project since the very introduction, so I've been focusing on it for 5 full months. It would feel great to get this used up and out of this project, but I'm not too sure about the rest of the Focus products. Like this one is iffy. It's definitely questionable, this lip gloss. The Auric is also just a question mark as well. So we'll all have to stay tuned to see how much makeup I wear in the coming month and how much progress I make on all these products. But yeah, that is everything for today's video. Let me know how you're doing on your project pans if you feel like sharing your progress or sharing your links to your videos. But yeah, I'm gonna cut myself off. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.